All right. It's me. It's you. What? The Sussman? What do you mean? What do you mean, Grovetail King? Hello. What is up, Grovetail King? How are you? The Sussman. What do you mean, my guy? Oh man. You doing okay-ish? Well, you know, this isn't meant to be like, I guess, I don't know, off-putting your situation, but like, actually, you know what, never mind, I'm gonna keep it to myself because that might possibly be jinxing things, but just might be banned from Dueling Nexus. Wait, what? Excuse my facial expressions, but like, what? What are you gonna get? What are you gonna? What? Oh man. Oh, by the way, this is you guys, by the way. Okay, do you know Yu-Gi-Oh? Okay. I do know a little bit about Yu-Gi-Oh! From the little bits of Yu-Gi-Oh! That I remember from my childhood. So this is some sort of Yu-Gi-Oh! Thing then. Okay. Mystic Mine? I do not know about Mystic Mine. What's Mystic Mine? You've gotten me interested. What is this investment? What is this? What even? Oh man. Keep on explaining, Grovetail King. I'm probably gonna go ahead and try and explain what's gonna be going on in stream today. So, in stream today, hi, welcome. Mystic Mind stops your opponent from playing the game if they own more monsters than you. That sounds pretty overpowered. Okay, so recently I've gotten interested in the science of creativity because I was like, okay, so the deck you made you made a deck that does that. Oh goodness, that sounds like a whole lot of fun. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Okay. And players that play Mystic Mine, everyone hates. Oh yeah. Because it's like they put down, like, I can imagine, like they only put like one monster down on field, and then next thing you know, everyone's like having five monsters down on field, I guess, and then everyone has like 6 or 7, and it's like, haha, trap card. Oh man. I think if I remember, that's how Yu-Gi-Oh! Was played. I don't remember. I don't remember that much. I remember a little bit, not that much. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see how that could get you banned now. Why? Why? Honestly, why though? Honestly speak, like, why though? Okay, so Nexus, I'm assuming, is your player then that you were trying to battle against. So yeah, the meta now is pretty much who can fill their field with as much negates as you can. I see. You're trying to out negate the other people in the tournament, basically. Okay. Wow. I see. Oh my goodness, I have not updated this. Oh, whatever. You know, I'll just do a thing instead. I'll just do a power move. Make chat bigger than the topic. So that way we could just focus on talking about whatever. Because that's what we're here to do. Yeah, the meta. Okay. Cool. I guess. That sounds... I don't know how that sounds, to be honest. I don't know how I can think about that. That sounds like trap card beneath trap card. That sounds like trap card Inception. Oh man. You know, what's interesting is that probably requires a lot of creativity, which is what I have been studying about scientifically from research and such. Which is a nice segue into what I kind of wanted to talk about today. Oh man. Bet 1v1 right now. Oh dude, no, honestly I'd fail. Oh, I know I'm gonna fail. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in forever and I'd get my butt whooped literally in seconds. Same with me in like Pokemon. Not gonna lie. Alright, so but if you want to go with Minecraft, maybe I have a standing chance. No, not even then. Okay, so creativity. Creativity. I mean, you won't if we play random cards. If we just play a Yu-Gi-Oh match, I don't know. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in a while, man. I'm pretty sure you'd probably still be able to beat me. I don't even have I mean, I used to have a deck, and now I don't have a deck anymore, you know? So, like, yeah. By the way, Reptile King, let me show you a pretty cool thing that I got for Christmas. I don't know if you see this, but look at this. You can see my desk, and you can see my large amounts of notebooks, and you can see this. But yeah, you got another angle, guys. Hands! Look at that! I can do stuff. I got hands. I know, right? Like, it's such a weird thing. Look at that, like hands? It's not like you can't see them here already. But what you also see, I don't have just hands. You see, I have a board. I have a board that I can write on, and then I can show you guys. You see, there's nothing written there because I just scribbled things, but I got a board. I got a hand board that I can show you guys, and then I also got guess what some books. I got this book right here that I showed you guys before, but now I can show you like this. Oh my god. Anyway, I also got a screwdriver. Do you want a screwdriver, by the way? I got a screwdriver. In case, you know, anything needs fixing on stream, but you know. Yes. I'll drive the screw in your life. Oh my god. You want to stick it in a wall socket? Well, I don't think that would be the screw you want to drive in your life. So, you know, I think we should consider driving another screw for your life. Like, you know, sticking up for creativity. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to well, I mean, talk about today was smart. You see, I'm doing the creative plays too here, you know. I gotta find ways to smoothly weave back into the topic of today that I wanted to talk about. Anyway. So like creativity is something that's like everywhere, I think, because, well, you gotta, there's like people who like are in no actual like derogatory sense, like they're drones, you know, like they just do stuff, you know. They do stuff and they prefer to do stuff, and that's fine. That's epic. That's a very epic way to live too. You can get by doing just things. And then there are people who make startup companies. There are people who like come up with great ideas. There are people who are like comedians, and that requires creativity. And then there are people, you know, musicians. You know, musicians here, like that guitar. I mean, anyway, that's, yeah. So you have people who invest a lot in being creative, and so I was like, I would really like to be creative, not because I'm not creative, but because I would like to further develop it. And so I was like, why not look into the science of it and just sort of explain all that I have found that talks about like the science of creativity, from everything from brain stuff to like how to cultivate creativity more. So if you like to be more creative in your life, You want to talk about it? I got some answers about brain stuff and maybe some biology stuff about creativity, because believe it or not, brain stuff connects with biology. But yeah, and so I was gonna do like a little journal thing today too, but honestly I don't know if I want to go into the journal. I don't know if I want to do a journal club thing or like just talk about it, because honestly I'm kind of aiming for a bit longer streams since I'm on break. I won't be going back until like next week, so I got a good amount of time to talk about just creativity and things. And if we want to do, I mean honestly it's actually based on like what do you guys want. If you want to go into the journal, so the journal I have today is called the Salience Network, and that's basically just saying this is essentially just like how we respond to our environment, whether or not we find this thing interesting, and whether or not we'll like hear something and it's like, oh, that sounds interesting because it's new, it's novel. And that Salience Network is basically like, it's unconscious, it'll happen whether or not we want it to or not. So, and that helps with creativity. So, you know, don't you want to know about what goes on when you're not aware of things, and how creative people get their creative stuff and they can't explain how they got it? Like, in a sense, it can help maybe creative people. No, that's fine. Like, because that's scary. It's gonna be really interesting because it's really just pointing out, like, the Salience system, one of the functions of it is apparently it helps point out to you what is interesting. Like, oh, that sound over there, that just happened. Like, that's new. I didn't make that sound before. That's new. I didn't make that sound before. And so that's interesting. So what does the Salience Network do? What is it composed of brain-wise, and what is it, and how does it help with creativity? That's some things that I have down. So yeah, I have things. I don't know how exactly. I don't have anything organized to talk about with creativity, if we are going to talk about creativity. But yeah, it's something to help with making, you know, if you want to go, if you're a scientist, there are some things about science that's creative, that requires creativity. If you're a gamer, there is some things that isn't. If you're an open sandbox person, you know, if you play Minecraft or if you play Terraria, there's also creativity that goes into that. To an extent, if you have like if you have character design, there's creativity that goes into that as well. And some people just want to blast through creative like character design, and some people would just want to take their time with it. So yeah, maybe even with Yu-Gi-Oh, you can develop certain decks, certain teams. You can follow the meta, or you can try and adapt to a person's playing style. So yeah, there's like creativity that goes into adaptation of things. No, not anymore. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's an interesting thing too with creativity and like fear and such. It's scary to go into something new. But yeah, well, in any case, that's I have this. So like the Salience Network thing is the journal. I want to talk about creativity and maybe, I don't know, answer some things about what you guys have to say about creativity. All players are playing Sword Soul and Flenderies. I have no idea what those encompass. But yeah, I guess maybe in one sense too, maybe some way I can do it is like just talk about all that I understand about creativity from like neuroscience and all the research that I've done so far. I even have like a notability page. Do you guys want to see it? All players. Yeah, I don't know what Sword Soul or Flunderies is. I'm assuming they're monsters. I'm assuming they're monsters in the what is it? You guys are about to see my personal stuff. Okay, so not that. Okay. Here it is. Look at this. I don't know if this is good for you guys. Hold up, let me turn this down. Can you guys see that? It doesn't look clear, I don't think. Sword Soul's pretty much combo till you have 6 negates, and Flutter Freeze is combo till you have 8 negates, and 2 ways to stop your opponent from summoning and using spell cards. That sounds complicated. Wait. Combo till you have 6 negates. 8 negates and 2 ways to stop. Yeah, that sounds kind of complicated. Not in the sense that it's like, what is it? It sounds like it's like overall playing styles. So yeah. Alright, so this is what I have. It's not... You can't see that. Not the best anyways, at least I don't think. So let me fix that by like shortening that, bringing that out, and then you should be able to see it now. Let me do another thing real quick. Oh goodness. Oh, okay, cool. There it is. Oh, that looks... Oh well, it works well enough. It looks stretched out, but you know, we'll go with it. Okay. We're not talking about Happy New Year's and Christmas. No, we're talking about creativity and Steam. Hello! Too stretched. I know it's too stretched. Hello, Haran? Haran? Hello. Hi. Welcome to the stream. I am, well, the Science Nephilim, but you can also just call me, like, I don't know, Eli. Yeah, my boy, I know it's too stretched, but look, it's for the sake of creativity, all right? Sometimes you gotta stretch your mind a little if you want to be creative, all right? You see, you following me? You following me? Okay, cool. So, like, this is before. So I have like several things here, several videos. Some of them are podcasts, some of them are articles, some of them are academic articles, some of them cover methodology of how to study creativity. That stuff we won't go into, but here's some stuff that I do know about creativity. Before I looked into everything. So creativity is like linked to personality. Creativity, it has like 2 ways of thinking. You can like go from one idea to another to another to another. This is divergent. That's divergent, right? But then you can get a lot of things, like you can experience a lot of things, get many ideas, and find one thing in them, and then converge them all. And then that's convergent thinking and divergent thinking, right? You have a question, Growth King? No. I mean, some creative people do, but no. What? Divergent, right? So, like, divergent thinking. You go from one idea to another, to another, to another, to another, to another, to another, and like that's one form of creativity, or like one way to think creatively. Yeah, divergent, not divergent. That sounds like something. Man. And then so I also heard of like this process for creativity where like you can sort of prepare for it. Well, and here I have like ideation, contemplation, digestion, and resolution. That's just all saying like you sort of come up with the like you have this situation, and then you think about how you're gonna address this situation. It can be like a problem, it can be like what you're gonna draw next, right? Or if you're an artist, if you're a music artist, it can be like what things are missing in this piece, what chords do I want to come up with. So like that's the preparation part or the ideation part. Then contemplation is where you go off. It's where you like are in the shower, and then all of a sudden, oh my god, I can go with the 1 1 4 5 kind of like but in this arrangement too, and then I can add like trumpets here. I can make a whole really inspirational piece that's where you're like in the shower and it's like it's your shower thoughts. That's the contemplation part. It's where you're in, like the contemplation is where you're in the shower, or maybe that's the digestion part. That's the digestion part, my bad. Contemplation's where like you're thinking about how to address the stuff. It's like, maybe you can do this, maybe you can do that. No, that doesn't work. Maybe you can do, nah, that doesn't work either. Maybe I could go with a 2/3 kind of, no, but that's overdone. How can I make this unique? Yeah, that's where you're at that stage. But then, right? But then, you go to the shower. You go to the shower, you take a walk in nature, you sleep it off, you have a nap. And then you wake up from a nap, or you in the shower, or when you come back from the walk, it's like, I have an idea. I know how to make this work. And then the resolution, you make it work. And then that's sort of the process behind creativity, right? So yeah, that's one thing that I know about creativity before I like went into research about this stuff. And then so I covered thinking, I covered the process behind creativity, right? And then I covered basically, I said creativity has like a personality, and then there's some neurological stuff. So in the brain, we have this brain network called the default mode network. That's just basically a brain. That's the easiest way to think about the default mode network. Is just imagination. You imagine stuff whenever you use this, or in this case, it's what I like to call when you daydream, when you imagine about things, what you imagine your future to be. It's sort of playful. So yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, it said something about MC, and I was wondering. If not, it's cool. No, you're good. Sure, yeah, no. Whenever I have a server up and running for my Discord, yeah, we could totally see and race who can get to the Ender Dragon first. We can totally speedrun each other. I'd be down for that. So yeah, heck yeah, let's go Tile King. You own a server? Yo, if you want to post it in my Discord, and if anyone wants to join, I'll probably join along sometime soon. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's heck yeah. You know, I've been meaning to like do some what is it? Just like Minecraft stuff, I guess, or get back into Minecraft a little bit at least, you know. But yeah. Okay, so creativity. How can you like cultivate it more? How can you heck yeah. Anyway, so yeah, creativity comprised of like brain stuff, and there's like a process to it. There's like 2 ways you can think about it, and so I went to research about it from like science, from brain level stuff. I'm still in the process of researching it, but let me present all that I have for you guys with this. Alright, so I'm gonna get rid of this guy. What is it? We are going to get rid of the Pomodoro timer. Then desk cam, we're going to extend it. We're gonna make it tall boy. Well, let's not make it not that tall boy. Wait a second, that might be a bit too tall. Oh my goodness, what did I just do? Never mind, it's being angry with me. Yeah, it's being angry with me, never mind. I made a mistake. Oh well. Alright, cool. So how am I gonna... I'm gonna draw it out for you guys. Alright. Wait a second, there you go. There you guys are. Alright. So, I guess... I don't know. I kind of spoiled going into like... I kind of spoiled it kind of going into like how to cultivate it more. But rather, I kind of want to go into more so the science of it. And try to understand what's happening with creative individuals. As they're like doing their stuff. So yeah, I kind of want to go with what's going to be going down on the brain level. So here's what happens. Here's what's going on brain-wise with creativity. So creativity in the brain is actually like cycling through 3 networks. There's like 3 networks that are happening. Oh my goodness, you're gonna see my crappy handwriting, which I swear to you, it's much better looking whenever I'm taking my time taking notes. But anyway, so there's 3 brain networks that are like active or cycling with one another, while we're in like a creative zone. So the part of the brain or the part of creativity that has us playing around with ideas, that has us, you know, like kind of going off and imagining things, the part of the brain that relates to is, well, the default mode network. That's where we're digesting stuff. That's where we're contemplating things. So yeah, well, not contemplating things, but that's where we're digesting stuff and letting ideas connect with one another. And then we go to another part. You guys can't see it yet, but I'll show it to you. Well, actually, I can show it to you guys like this. Okay, it's hard to see, but we have default mode network. That comprises of several brain regions, of which I will get to. And then we have cognitive control network, or this is the part of the brain that allows us to like do things when we're focused and we're paying attention to something. This is associated with like goal-directed behavior, or like we activate this brain part or this brain network whenever we are driven by a goal. When we need to focus on something, we need to focus in class to do, well, to take in information, for example. In another sense, this is a part of the brain network that we have whenever we're going like, that part in the drawing that doesn't look right. Let me just erase that. Let me do it again. No, that's not good either. That's your analytical part. That's where like being really critical of your art piece, let's say, or of your music piece. And then we have another thing. We have the Salience network, which is what I wanted to go into today, which is where we start to find things interesting, and it can influence either the cognitive control or the executive attention. That's fancy naming. It can affect this part of the process or this part of the process. It really just finds stuff in our environment, like sensory stuff in our environment, and just makes it like we just find that interesting. Like, do you ever notice how like when you find something interesting in the environment, you don't have conscious control over that? That isn't a part of you to control. You just go, well, that's interesting. Or whenever you're even being critical of an art piece, it's like, what's the first thing you like are critical about? You pick out that piece. Why? I don't know, I just kind of did it. It's the one thing that stood out to me, right? That's the Salience network. That's the part you find interesting. So you have these 3 centers, you have these 3 networks in the brain, like cycling about with one another, and that's creativity. That's creativity in the brain, where you're sort of in some place and you're looking or like you're just maybe in your usual creative spot, or maybe you're outside if you're an artist doing like, you know, trying to make a new piece, and you have ideas floating around in your brain. And so you need, and then that's your default mode network. And then what you need to, like, you know, put that stuff out there to make it like an actual thing, to get what you have in here, the reality you have in here, to get this in here and express it in some way to get it out there. For example, it takes me to do cognitive control to organize all this information and put it on this board. Like that's cognitive control. And that's when the artist like paints the background, starts adding lights, right? Because they already have the ideas in there, and then they put it out, and then they cycle through the Salience network, right? They like look on their piece for like what parts could be interesting or better made, and it's like, okay, I have this, maybe we could put it out there. And like it isn't like this clear linear cycle. You bounce from cognitive control, you bounce back to default mode network. It's like, maybe you could do this. Like default mode network is where you're brainstorming stuff, brainstorming ideas. In fact, real-time creativity, there's been studies on this. Real-time creativity is mainly default mode network. And it's so cool and it's interesting how they studied this. I don't know the details of the study, but essentially some brain researchers, I think one neurosurgeon, looked at the study. No, not one neurosurgeon. That's one neurosurgeon talking about it. One neuroscientist went like, what do music people do? Like, what's going on in their brains real time? You know, whenever they're improvising. How are they forming these words? How are they making rhymes, content appear from like out of nowhere, from the ether? You know? And so what they found is that it's mainly just a default mode network process. They're just getting ideas and putting it out there, just as it is, raw format. They have some sort of set thing already down, and they're just putting out something unique because their mind made the connections to make it unique, and then bam, it's just coming out. And so that's that. And that's what's going on, sort of with improvisation. Although the thing about that is that sometimes that's not unique, right? Like if you notice that the ideas you have, the first time you have them, you can usually make an automatic connection to something else, right? It's inspired from something else. That's where you need the cognitive control network too, to try to go like, no, but another person already did this before. Except you're probably not going to be thinking about like another person doing this before. Maybe you will, who knows? You see, like the part of the cognitive control is that you're going to be critical. You're going to be thinking about like right, wrong, error check. You know, you're going to be evaluating your piece. And so that's you're going to be evaluating what your default mode network produces, right? Your cognitive control network is like your editor, while your default mode network is your author. They're the ones that are making the stuff. And then you have someone who is editing it, trying to make it, you know, technical. And so, yeah. And then you have your Salience network, which is trying to find what's interesting in the environment. You're trying to find sensory stuff that is just interesting. So, yeah. Oh gosh, I dropped my pen for my boogie board, but yeah. So that's what's going on in the brain. And then so psychologically, there are like two ways that this creativity can come about. Well, aspect of creativity. So if you look at people who are like actually psychologically like thinking about this stuff, not what's happening in the brain, but that are like psychologically thinking, right? You see some pattern that's like, you have some people who are like, okay, so here's an idea. I can probably think about it from this other idea. They start to diverge from their original thought. So, you know, a bird flying out in space gets captured by an alien gets captured by an alien and then is kept as like a pet, and that alien and bird form a bond, and next thing you know, it's like that bird grows up in the weird alien and like in the alien's weird atmosphere because it's like, you know, heavily induced and with like heavily filled with oxygen, and next thing that bird gets really big, but then with that really bigness, that bird also becomes kind of monstrous because the alien did genetic testing on the bird. You see how that's many thoughts. It's diverging. I went from a bird to an alien to like genetic testing, and so like that's that's that. Right, like that's and you know the alien's like, yes, my little birdie. So yeah, that's default mode network stuff, and that's divergent thinking, where you go from one idea trying to link it up with another, and then you link up another thought with it, and it's diverging. You're going out, you're expanding out from one thought to another. And then convergent thinking is where you take certain ideas and pieces and bits of that idea, and then you try to link them all into one thing, you know? Oh goodness, where did I... It's way over there. Okay, never mind. But yeah. Well, that's convergent. I have no other thing to say with convergent thinking other than that's that. Where you are probably, it's like probably an investigator, you know, trying to like deductive reasoning in a sense, I guess. I don't know, but yeah. So how's that? I gotta be frank, it's not that much research exactly, because I'll be frank, I don't know which parts you guys want to hear, like if you want to hear specific brain parts, or if you want to hear I mean, I guess I go with the specific brain parts. Maybe if you want to cultivate creativity more, I could talk about that. If there are any artists in the chat, or people who would like to be a bit more creative. You down with anything? Heck yeah, let's go. Hope this is like offering some pretty cool information for you guys, because I think with science it gets cooler the more details you go into. You're like, yeah, it's a bunch of memorization, but honestly, let's be frank here, it's not like this is a science class. Yeah, I'm the science stuff, but you know, the information is here more so for education and entertainment. But yeah, so okay, you're down for anything, let's go. All right, so let me think about how I'm gonna, what part. Cultivation of creativity. Okay, so from one article that I saw, some ways that you can like cultivate creativity more, how you can make yourself a bit more creative, is through several practices. So you can like have brainstorming sessions where you just let your mind wander out completely with other people, and then you just bounce ideas off one another. You do a default mode network kind of deal, where it's like, hey, I have this idea, so what do you think about this? So we have that bird, right? It's like color, it's a blue jay, and this blue jay is like singing a song. I'm going back to the alien bird thing. Genetic testing. So this blue jay, and then, or rather, we can like just do a little brainstorming session right now. You guys want to be immersed? Do you guys want to be immersed in this brainstorming session? You know, literally what I just had for like Grove King, asking that question, it's like me going like, okay, so I have some ideas. I don't know which one's cool. What do you guys think? Right? And it doesn't even have to be like think per se. It's just like, what do you guys imagine? In a sense, you know? Because like if you think about it, like thinking and imagination, like imagination's like some sort of sub form of thinking. It's like you're not really putting in thought, but thoughts are coming to you. You're not putting in effort to get the thoughts. You know? Like thoughts are just, they're just images in your head. They just pop up. They just happen. At least that's probably my experience whenever I get into like creative modes and I'm just like, wow, that scene seems really interesting. I kind of want to draw that now. And then so I draw out a scene. Right? So yeah. So yeah. And then, all right, so I'm saying all this stuff. How do you cultivate it? How do you cultivate creativity? How can you like, you know, make stuff and produce things? So brainstorming session, right? You talk with other people, bounce ideas off of one another. You know, you bounce off many default mode network stuff. Go experience artwork or go experience products and like sort of kind of appreciate it from the lens of I guess from a technical lens. This is what artists do all the time, right? If there are any artists in the chat, can you confirm for me? Because I can from my own artistic experience, I can definitely confirm. Even listening to music, like listening to music right now, right? From a technical sense, it's like the feelings that the song can give you is like calming, right? Calming. You hear that little shoo, that's like a crescendo kind of deal. And then the beat, dun 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 dun, right? Like that's technical stuff. And I look out and I listen for kind of all this stuff. I can listen for the moods and the feelings that some songs give me. And all this stuff is information gathering. This is one, your Salience network at play, and your default mode network at play. Nope, you don't feel anything. That's fine. Of course. Yeah, no. Okay then. Okay then, Girl Child King. But yeah. But yeah. You look out for all this like information. You experience secondhand, like you experience what I like to call secondhand products, or you secondhand experience the art and another artist's like experience. And what I'm basically saying with that is that the secondhand experience stuff is just looking at their artwork and sort of appreciating it or thinking about it from like a technical perspective, right? Advertisements, so you can like appreciate the camera angles of some things. I mean, heck, in fact, like you, like from a perspective of a streamer, they can have like cool ideas from like, oh, I can do like a hand stream too, right? Or this is really just about experience. Just getting experience is one of the main drivers of creativity. And that could be any experience. Go out and take a walk. Go out and get some information from nature, and something will just kind of appear to you. Or maybe heck, the way that we got planes, right? It's from someone taking a walk, looking at how birds fly, and then trying to understand that. They had their cognitive control network kind of looking at that situation. It's like, okay, so like you have birds, and then you have lift because of differences in air pressure between top wing and bottom of the wing. And then you also have the musculature. How can we recreate the same situation but for non-living things? And the next thing you know, we get planes, right? You can appreciate sort of the process that goes into that, where it's like you go out and you have a lot of information, and then some things stick out to you, and then you sit alone with that information, and then a universe pops up in your head. And then now that universe can go out in a form of a product. Only one aspect of that universe though. There are many universes. And I'm not talking about stars and such, I'm talking about with people. There's 7 billion, about 8 billion, almost 7 billion on this planet now. So yeah. But yeah. So you can go out, experience stuff, have brainstorming sessions with other people. That's still experience. In fact, the brainstorming sessions can be play. Play is also a main driver of creativity. You know, if you're just kind of drawing random stuff you're doodling about, you know how there's like exercises for artists that can like draw out random shapes and such, and they'll just do random stuff, and then they end up with something that's like, I can do something with this. I can do something with this. At one point, that's like default mode now for just making stuff. Like when you're doodling stuff out, just not thinking about it so much, when your mind's at rest, when your mind is quiet, or when your mind is imagining something, that's like doodling without any thought in mind, or when you don't even have ideas, it's like just doodling. And then you can get like this, then you can get the control, like the cognitive control network up and going, and it can be critical. It starts to like evaluate things, and it's like, maybe you can add some shadows here, maybe you can add some values in this area, and then make this a lighter value, and then maybe you can have like eyes here, maybe you can and from that doodle maybe you can make some sort of armor shape out of it. And that's things with creativity, and that's, yeah, that's, you get the idea there. So yeah, you can play around with ideas, you can go get experience. It doesn't have to be like experience in your field. Sometimes, you know, with divergent thinking, it's just going out there, getting something new involved in your life, whether it be new people, new perspectives, new information, new cultures, literally anything new. Novelty is like one of the best drivers of creativity, especially if you want to try and be original. Like creativity that researchers use, like the definition of creativity that researchers use, is something novel and useful, original, and it's useful. That's like, because creative products like art tries to answer a question but in a new spin, in a new way, in a way that's like refreshing, and try to be original. Well, not try to be original, that's the new way stuff. It's usually what's new, it's usually kind of also original, kind of. But it's also kind of useful in a sense, and useful being not exactly like, you know, application, but more like it serves some sort of purpose. It serves something. Like the purpose of having light in a drawing, right, is like to display, it's like to highlight something, or to just have light so that way you can differentiate whatever. Same with color and such. So yeah. And then another thing that helps with creativity, that you can use to cultivate creativity, is practice. How is everyone at the moment with this stuff, with trying to make yourself more creative? I covered a lot, but yeah. But yeah. In case I'm gonna keep on going. Okay, so last thing that can drive creativity is practice. So sometimes I've heard this recently where it's like competency precedes, like, comes before creativity. And if you think about it, that's kind of true. You can't really make anything original and useful if you're not at first, like, you know, good at something. Like, you can't use a circle effectively if you, one, don't know how to competently draw like a circle, and then several angles of how to draw a sphere, or several angles of how to draw a rectangular prism for art. Same thing with like learning an instrument. You can't really feel that confident if you're not confident in how to switch chords on a guitar, or if you're not confident in which way to use, I don't know, for science, like reagents in a certain way, or if you're not confident in your concepts of like chirality and how that affects molecules, and how you need to think about like stereoisomers in reactions. Yeah. Hello, Onion. Hello. I was talking about creativity. I figured maybe that might help with artists. Let's. What? Hello. Let's go. Coming first place in Minecraft Speed Builder. Yeah. Apparently. What? I have no idea what. Apparently, what is it? Stream Elements held that message back for some reason, but okay. Yeah, no. Hello, Onion. How are you? How have you been? I've been seeing your artwork in Discord. You see me respond, and it's amazing. I love it. Yeah. Oh, Discord. How could you? I guess it's because of the K. Yeah, it probably is because of the K. Enjoying your winter break? Oh, yes. Yes, I know, right? It's finally winter break. And you could just kind of relax and chill. No need to fret over college and such. Ah, wonderful. What have you been doing this winter break? Onion. What you been doing? Have you been doing anything fun? Or what have you been doing to relax and enjoy your winter break with? Started mostly drawing so far. Started an environment design class. Ooh. Ah, you know, looking from your art. Wait, did you start recently? Cause, like, from what I've seen from your art, it definitely looks like it's paying off. I feel like environment designing can be so useful. Are you playing? It sounds like you're playing Minecraft right now, Cultivating. Yeah. You started a few weeks ago. Well, yeah. No, it looks like it's really paying off. I mean, your art always gave me, you know, life, but you know, at the same time, now like with the environment, I'm looking at your recent one with Zhongli, and you know, the style, it just oh no. Honestly, I was just gonna ask if you like. I was just wondering what's going on with Minecraft and speed building. Grove talking. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. How's Minecraft going down? But yeah. You know, what do you think about? Oh, you've lost. Oh, hate to see it. Hate to see it, my guy. Yeah. But you're coming for first place. You got it. I believe in you. Get that first place. Oh man. Oh man. You know. Yeah, I don't know if you you know, yeah, I'm just looking at some of your art on Onion from in the Discord, and it's great. The underwater one too. Yeah, no. It's just, oh man. The lighting and just, I guess the setting, the world that these two characters are sitting in. I'm looking at the underwater one, but yeah. That's great. Yeah. So cool. Yeah, but that sounds really, I guess so. I guess it sounds really nice. I don't know. I have just recently I have been studying creativity from a science perspective, and I don't know if you would want to hear some stuff that can help out with creativity, Onion. If you feel like you need creativity advice. I'm not an expert currently in research with creativity. Even with like science stuff too, actually. You can even do creativity stuff with science too, if people want to do science creativity things. I even have genetics of creativity, but yeah. All right. All right. So yeah. I think maybe we could just take a quick look through this Salience network thing. Or we could just continue chilling out and talking. All right. Let's see. Yep. I guess if you have any, I don't know, do you guys have any questions so far? About stuff with creativity, brain-wise, whatever? If anything, I'm probably gonna go ahead and go back into some of my notes here. Heck, I could probably just start talking about the default mode network from like specific brain parts. Oh man, I even forget I looked into the cognitive control network on the brain part level. With that, there's like the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, PSMA, and then the anterior cingulate cortex. You got a funny meme? Go for it, dude. I'll probably show it on Scream then. On Scream? Stream. But yeah. We'll fun a meme. Post a meme. Post the meme. Post the meme, my guy. Mm-hmm. In the funny fun times. A private DM to me. Okay, sure. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see. I see. Oh my. What is this? I don't know if I can show this on stream. But if I can, I kind of would like to. What even is this? Dude. What? What even? Yeah, I don't know if I can show. I'm not gonna show it on stream. Okay. Yeah, no, that's that's a partial example of creativity right there again. But yeah. All right. Man. True. That is true. Yeah, I don't think it'd be I don't think that would fit the family-friendly aesthetic. If I were to show that, but all right, cool. Yeah, no, then I'll most likely I won't show it then. Bruh. Memes, even memes are creative. To an extent. Man. I mean, if you want to post that somewhere, feel free. Oh my god. That's like such a... It feels like it's like a VTuber inspired like a clip, but just made for real life. When like VTubers get their stuff clipped out of context. No. I just watched it again. Oh my god. Oh man, but yeah. Have I made it? Have I made it yet? So, man, I didn't think I'd blast through that much information in a short bit, I guess. Maybe I can go. So, I guess just to continue on with the creativity stuff, how can we like expand that creativity out for like I guess out to other things, you know, considering that we, like, some main drivers of creativity are like play, experience, like practice, brainstorming, novelty, taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is a really good one that you need to do for creativity, because, you know, the cognitive control network is pretty taxing, like energy wise. You know, the brain consumes like basically 20% of the body's glucose, and glucose is the main energy source for the body, and you need to You need glucose, and glucose is sugar, essentially. But like, it's sugar that the body likes, and everything gets converted to glucose in the body, and then that glucose gets converted to something else, and then we eventually excrete that stuff. Which the stuff that we excrete are stuff we just don't use in the body. So yeah, taking care of yourself. So get good sleep. So the thing with the cognitive control network too is that we actually use that also for learning. And creativity is really the whole process of like cycling through, right? It's cycling through having and creating new ideas from ideas that you already know. And then the other part is getting those ideas that you know in the first place, and that's also the cognitive control network. It's also called the executive attention network. So you need to learn new things, you need to understand new things and get good at those new things before you can even start to think about how to take other ideas and connect them to that. And we can like kind of see that, right? Sometimes we'll have artists who make art that seems really similar to another person's style, to another artist's style, and like we can just kind of see that if we're also like, you know, very expansive and very well versed in the artistic world. We can see that maybe one person really likes to do Miyazaki's kind of film styles of art. We can discern that certain people have their own like writing style in films. Some people have their own style with music, with beats or certain things that they like to do. But then we can also see that where some bits of where they're inspired from. With individuals that are like, you know, creative. Yeah. Learning, and they get that basically from what they're exposed to. That's the other thing with creativity and experience and novelty and such. If you want to be like original and new, you can't make something new from something that's old, right? You gotta break routine sometimes. Routine is like something that you've learned and have gotten used to, and then you just fall into it. It's like routine is something that's cognitive control network and something you just don't touch afterwards. My viewer count is broken. My viewer counter is broken. Is it? I guess it is. I mean, I is it? Oh man. Let's see how much I have actually. I mean, yeah, I guess it is. I don't know though. It says 2, but there's me, you, and stream elements. Yeah. I mean, there's a bit more. There's a bit more other people. But yeah, no. I guess it's probably just taking like active viewers, and I don't know if I'm considered an active viewer of myself, which if I am. Unless Stream Elements is watching my videos, which in that case, hello Stream Elements, you're not responding, but that's fine. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. What do you think it should say? Go talking. But yeah. So 3 or 4 viewers. Interesting. Who's the 4th viewer? Well, maybe you can try and change the counter if you can get more people involved. Oh man. If you want to get more people involved, I don't know, I guess share the stream with whatnot. I don't really care what you do with the stream. The large onion. Cool. I mean, I appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, large onion. I think she probably went off doing some work. Let me get more people in here. Sure, bring them in. We can talk about creativity stuff if they want to. If people who are interested in science, or just maybe they're interested in arts and such, get them in. Talk about how we could like get them to have more creative ideas if they're. Ooh, that just reminded me. Creative blocks, art blocks, blocks of creativity, where you just are feeling it or just not feeling it. You know, it's like some days you're just not doing it. Yeah. So for those who experience often like maybe writing blocks, art blocks, maybe experiment blocks, no, usually I don't have ideas, or maybe I can have like a guess to what's happening as like an understanding thing, what's happening there. I need to think about that though, as to what happens with like blocks in creativity. Uneconomic neurons. Support social functioning. Demographic distribution of these cells. Interesting. What else? What else all have I studied about creativity? I mean, I got neuroscience, and I can go into like what brain regions are connected to the default mode network, because that's the ideas part, right? That's the like ideation. Actually, you know what? In my book Ungifted, there's a little bit about creativity in here too that I'm just about to get to. Whoopsie, I just punched you guys. My bad. Sorry, chat. Yeah. Ooh, for experiments. So in science, we also do have like design stuff. Engineers are also really creative. There's like this thing where it's like STEM people just like kind of aren't creative, which is, I think it's an old idea. I don't know what people usually tend to think about in terms of STEM being creative or whatnot. So sometimes to help with STEM trying to be more creative, I think even STEM people probably might not think they're creative. They're exactly that creative themselves. So therefore we get something like STEAM. We get, STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, and art and math. STEM, by the way. So STEM is like essentially like science, technology, engineering, and math. That's just explaining the whole field. And it's grouped like that because, when you have technology, there's usually some science that went into it. And if you have technology, well, there's clearly some math that's going into it, as well as engineering, because engineering requires math, so does science. Math can stand alone, engineering can stand alone, science can stand alone, all to create technology. And with better technology creates, better science, better math, better ability to do math. better ability to do engineering. So yeah. So scientists and engineers are pretty creative people, just in a different format. I think, you know, if I remember correctly, like, you can be creative in experimental design. You know, sometimes when we have PhDs talk about like experiments that have been done, you get, you know, you get people who have like, you get them saying there's some clever experiments that like someone has done to explain this phenomena, and it's like, why would they use clever? You know, like clever to me like indicates some sort of hint of originality, novelty, and usefulness, right? And in research, many things are useful. Sometimes many things aren't that useful because, well no, in research, about almost everything is useful. About almost everything. It depends here and there, I guess. But yeah, and in terms of scientists, sometimes you have like experimental design. There is creativity that goes into that, where it's like, you know, you gotta think about how to interpret the information that you get, results, or with design, you gotta figure out how you can measure certain phenomena. Psychology, I imagine you can have a lot of creative things in there. Like, how can you measure like, how can you measure someone thinking? Like, yeah, you can like ask them and interview them, but then like, how do you know if that's what's really going on? You know, how do you know that's like actually the case, what's going on in their brain? And like, what even is the organ of the mind? Does the mind even have an organ? Like, these were questions that at the time they were being asked, were like, that's hard to think about. We don't really know. We don't have any evidence for that. And so like, how would you even like get the idea to just like, what's inside my head? Like, physically, like it's in my skull, and how do you know about that? Well, you get people who like dig up graves and then just cut people open, because that's a way to study what's inside people. And then you have experiences where like people survive damage that goes through their head. Phineas Gage, for example, clear example what happens whenever you get brain damage. And then that got people thinking. It's like, huh, this prestigious person highlighted a particular sequence of events. This neurosurgeon like saw this guy get a pole blasted through his head, and this guy experienced fundamental changes in his personality and behavior. What happened there? And so then people were like, okay, so how can we study that? Well, the BRB, gotcha. And so you got people who are like, how can we study that? How can we link the brain with things that happen in the mind of people? And then people look to study blood flow. Where does blood go? Where does like blood happen to go up? You know, so yeah. And to be able to study stuff in the brain, that requires, well, we have MRI today, right? Magnetic resonance. What is it? I forget the I. Magnetic resonance. I forget what MRI is. What is MRI? I have to look it up, chat. Magnetic resonance imaging. Wow. Yeah, no, I blame sleep. So I try to work on my sleep. It's going rough. But I'm trying. I think things will eventually give to work, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Um. No. All right. So there's quite a bit of creativity that goes on with science because you got to have people who like design things, look at other scientific fields to get inspiration of how you can study stuff. Yeah. It's interesting, and like even experiments too. You're trying to figure out something new. So yeah. And I think it could be pretty interesting. I'm thinking about probably ending stream probably at like... Yeah, I'll talk about it later. I'm not ending the stream right now. I'm not. I'm just kind of thinking ahead. One thing, trying to catch the sunset and try to get light there because there's something about some research backing up how if you if you catch some sunset light, so at low solar angle, you can see like at the horizon that there's like red and then blue coming out to signify that night's coming. Yeah, that that I'm trying to think, and it's not working. When you look at the sun and at around, for my time, that's like sunset's like around 5 p.m. So like 5:18 p.m. I think. So 5:18 p.m. the sun's about setting. If you go out and catch the sun and get some sunlight in your eyes around this time for about 10-15 minutes, your eyes become kind of numb, or like, yeah, not as sensitive. It's still gonna be sensitive, but not as sensitive to other lights that you have around inside the house, and that can help for sleeping. And it's also, there's your eyes have, in your like eyes and how much light you see throughout the day is like influences your biological energy levels. So you can feel more awake, in more what is it, in areas that have a lot of light, and you can have and you'll feel sleepy in areas that don't have a lot of light. It can be very easy to fall asleep even with these lights on in this room because the amount of photons that this room has compared to the outside environment and like in the outside world, or rather the amount of photons that are in here compared to the amount of photons the sun shines on us every day if we're outside is like thousands and thousands of times more. That's like a reason why it's pretty important to go outside. And so, well, that's interesting because if the sun's setting, well, yeah, that's the thing, is that the sun is setting and the colors of the sun or no, the colors in the sky that we see have like different wavelengths of light, and that reaches our eye, reaches our retina, then our retina talks to our brain because it has neurons, and that sets off like biological chemical pathways in our body that say, hey, it's about time to power down, the sun's setting, it's about time to go to sleep. So I'm trying to catch the sun, and try and get like 10 to 15. I have it for today to get like 5 minutes of sun in me, but yeah. What in the world? Oh. That's not what I meant to do. Oh, that's funky thing I'm hearing in my brain. My ear. My brain. Let's see if this is gonna work. All right. Oh, that's wonky. Okay. Oh, there it is. That came by really fairly fast. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, you can see my phone. I have my streamer here. Alright, let's put you up here. Alright. Oh, cool. I'm still doing stream stuff. Maybe I should go to the co-working stuff and then oh, dang it. Oh well, that's fine. Maybe I might switch to co-working, cause yeah. I'm thinking, maybe. Do I want to? Should I? Could I? I mean, I could, but do I? Hmm. I mean, then again, it is the break, so I don't know if people want to be around to just too stitched. All right. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Oopsie. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go into the Salience network stuff in this article. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this paper I'm reading, I discuss some of the key advances provided by subsequent research and conclude by posing a few other questions that remain to be explored. It sounds like this is supposed to be a beginner, well, neuroscience beginner-friendly paper. It's I think a review article, yeah. It's a review article. It shouldn't be too bad. Just take a little quick scope. So if you want to know what this paper is, it's the Salience network. I'll post it in the... Anyone wants to go for it? Well, I'll just have it there in case anyone needs it, but it's this paper. I'm just gonna be reading through it real quick. See what the Salience network has to do with stuff. Okay. Aww. Here was an opportunity to study large-scale brain networks and bridge the gap from axonal tracer studies performed in non-human primates to humans. The potential of the advance was clear, but I needed some convincing about the methods. I learned that I could, and sought guidance from another early behavioral neurologist, Michael Gracious, who, with Vinon Menon and his team at Stanford, had just published a seminal paper identifying the default mode network using resting state fMRI. Gracious, who foresaw it, was remarkable. Oh, I can't speak apparently. The motivation to study the default mode network arose at least in part from a clinical interest in Alzheimer's disease, which targets many of the structures that compose of the DMN, default mode network. Interesting. I too had a specific agenda. My clinical training had exposed me to patients with a little-known disorder called frontotemporal dementia, which would become my major research interest. My mentor, Bruce Miller, was one of the few American neurologists who had been writing about the frontotemporal dementia over the preceding decade. Patients with the behavioral variant were known to slowly lose specialized social emotional capacities such as grace, tact, drive, and empathy. But new research had begun to suggest additional deficits in nociceptive and autonomic processing. I can't speak apparently. Oh man, I don't have any water. Oh, there's such thing as behavioral variant of the frontotemporal dementia. Okay. Fascinated by this phenomenology, I wondered whether there might be a unifying functional deficit that could help to explain the syndrome's diverse manifestations. Co-workers at UCSF had just revealed, using voxel-based morphometry, that the behavioral variant of frontotemporal dementia was associated with prominent atrophy in the anterior cingulate cortex and the anterior insular cortex. Their observations led me to read across a range of unfamiliar fields. I learned that the anterior cingulate cortex and the anterior insula contain subregions featuring cytoarchitecturally related agranular cortices. That is such complex wording to just say granules. Agranular cortices. Okay. Visible layer 4, lacking a visible layer 4 that provide a transition from the periapical cortex to pro-isocortex. Just random, not random, just stuff to say about the peri to pro, probably placement of this particular thing, allocortex. In rodents and monkeys, homologous regions are interconnected with limbic, subcortical, and brainstem sites involved in autonomic processing and emotion. Task-based functional MRI studies from the preceding 5 years had shown collectively that anterior cingulate cortex and anterior insula co-activate in the context of diverse tasks and conditions, ranging from those designed to induce thirst, hunger, pain, bladder distension, embarrassment, and uncertainty to those eliciting amusement, compassion, tenderness, and humor. Many authors in their respective fields have begun to write about the anterior cingulate cortex and anterior insula as key hubs of fill-in-the-blank network, where the blank could be filled by almost anything a human might care about. You can barely see me. Hi guys, I'm back. Other authors, particularly those from a more anatomical tradition, were beginning to write about the anterior cingulate cortex and anterior insula as domain general regions that participate in emotion and automatic functions or self-awareness. Cool. Patients with behavioral variant of frontotemporal dementia have limited insight into deficits, but their family members taught me that behavioral variant frontotemporal dementia related personality change takes many forms. I need water. That's one of the forms that I need. Work and household duties lapse or require constant encouragement. Patients show little interest in their spouse's feelings, even if the spouse has been injured or diagnosed with a serious illness. Oof. Social boundaries and conventions lose their influence on behavior, resulting in myriad transgressions. Patients may become difficult to embarrass, humorless, and insensitive satiety. Eating as long as food is present. In later stages, even immediate impact stressors such as thirst, ambient temperature extremes, or ongoing tissue damage elicit muted or absent responses. Yikes. Together, the stories I heard evoked a patient whose usual cares, including their own social errors, could elicit neither an intense sense of concern nor the usual corrective action. In essence, nothing important mattered anymore. Yet both restraint, the brakes, and drive, the gas pedal, were broken. So why? What lesion could explain this deficit? Alright. So people with this behavioral sort of form of frontotemporal dementia, deterioration of the frontotemporal lobe, or frontotemporal parts of the brain regions, I guess. Frontotemporal brain regions, they started experiencing flat affect of like everything. Nothing really excited them. Those who cared didn't care anymore. Which sounds really rough. But yeah. And so the next step along the path was the least expected. So in 2004, I attended a lecture by John Allman, an evolutionary biologist who was visiting UCSF. He presented recent work on a curious population of large layer 5 projection neurons called von Economo neurons, which he proposed had become specialized in support of social functioning. What captured my attention, however, was the topographic distribution of these cells. Virtually all of them, Allman explained, were concentrated in the domes of the anterior cingulate cortex, and the ventral agranular anterior insula. We're starting to see a picture form together here. We're starting to see that these cells are all connected to form something pretty special that connected to the areas that are associated with frontotemporal dementia. Alright, in the frontoinsular cortex. On the day of Allman's lecture, 3 related hypotheses began to take shape. First, I imagined that behavioral variant frontotemporal dementia might begin in the von Economo neurons, whose specialized nature might somehow confer vulnerability to disease. Second, I wondered whether the von Economo neurons and their home regions might anchor a large-scale network that could, now, be mapped in living humans with resting state fMRI. And third, I hypothesized that that degeneration of this von Economo neuron related work might drive the core symptoms seen in behavioral frontotemporal dementia. Interesting. Oh goodness. Where's that? Oh. It's still over there. Let me get it. Alright, I'm back. So, interesting. Got a few more paragraphs to read, but that's fine. Okay. So, let's go over here. Alright, so from what I read, so we have a guy who's studying behavioral. So we have a guy studying behavioral variant, like variant. Was it frontotemporal dyslexia? What? Frontotemporal. No, dementia. Dementia? It involved essentially the anterior cingulate cortex, which is ACC, and then it's also involved, what is it? Anterior insula. Interesting. So like the insula is like usually correlated with whenever we feel disgust, right, for something. And the anterior cingulate cortex like is respondent to like things that differ from our expectation. So I think that makes sense to me, that these things are related. And so because this is dementia, we have like deteriorating neurons over time. We have these neurons deteriorating over time, and neurons specifically and the ACC and the anterior insula, we have those deteriorating over time, and then apparently that is like causing what, like this neutral affect essentially, and changes in personality and behavior. People who used to care so much about what other people think and used to have like emotional responses, all of a sudden just grew flat in affect, meaning like they just grew like they essentially just gained no emotion. Nothing really excited them, and they started being really cold. The true definition of neutral in that case. So yeah. And so apparently something connecting to these where the von Economo neurons, which seem to be connected with this stuff. And then, so let's see, within days of Almond's lecture, he and I were on airplanes bound for Washington, D.C., where we would spend a week exploring the idea that behavioral variant frontotemporal dementia might target the von Economo neurons. The Yakovlev-Halim collection, an extraordinary archive of whole-mounted human brain sections capturing a broad range of diseases, contained a few patients with frontotemporal dementia, diagnosed decades earlier as Pick's disease. We spent the week poring over the materials, trying to find what few vens may have remained in those frontotemporal dementia sections, mostly without success. I returned to California energized and asked Gracious what would happen if we mapped the regions of those bold signal correlates signals correlate with those of the VIN-rich frontoinsular cortex. Interesting. Alright, so I read through this section right here. Oh, okay. We designed a study in healthy young adults. The results came in, and the Salience network was born. They even have an article over here. It's processing and executive control. Cool, okay. So, born with it, A sort of fraternal twin was a more familiar executive control network, a lateral frontal parietal system made up of regions known to support working memory, executive function, and cognitive control processes. The strength of these networks we showed could be linked to emotional and cognitive data obtained outside the scanner. The Salience network showed stronger intranetwork regional bold correlations in subjects with high pre-scan anxiety, but had no relationship to executive functioning. Executive control network regions showed tighter coupling in patients with better executive task performance, but no relationship to anxiety. This double dissociation raised the possibility that networks measured in this way might have a significant trait component. The final manuscript made only passing reference to behavioral variant frontal temporal I'm gonna just say bifid and Venns, despite the outsized roles they played in motivating the study. It was a systems neuroscience experiment performed with a clinical goal in mind. It also convinced me, Gracious, and others that these so-called resting state networks contain important neurobiological information. Likewise, the presence of a human, VIN-enriched network intensified my interest in whether VINs were targeted in the behavioral frontal temporal dementia, a hunch that has been confirmed and replicated by other laboratories. Great. And subsequent work also confirmed the consistency of the Salience network involvement across the diverse neuropathological causes of behavioral frontal temporal dementia. I can't speak. So yeah. How do you feel? Interoception, the sense of the physiological condition of the body. That's cool. Oh goodness. Just bring me back. Never mind. We're not gonna go there. Okay. So, a brief aside on terms. At the time of the paper, we named the Salience network based on our impressions of what the anterior cingulate cortex, the anterior insula, and their interacting partners might collectively do. The concept then, as it remains for me now, was that the frontal insula was a major afferent cortical hub for perceiving visceral autonomic feedback, whereas the anterior cingulate cortex was the efferent hub responsible for generating relevant visceral autonomic behavioral and cognitive responses. So it sounds like to me that the frontal insula, or the insula in this case, is just related to like filtering out information that the anterior cingulate cortex would then use to carry out behavior. Yeah, that sounds like, yeah, you get something coming in and that gets filtered through the insula, and then the anterior cingulate cortex like makes that stuff happen. Or rather, the anterior cingulate cortex then influences partners in the brain, then like goes like, hey, the insula just went like, hi, here's some stuff, here's some emotional stuff. Anterior cingulate cortex went like, oh, Well, let's tell the frontal lobes about it. Well, let's tell the parietal lobes about it. Well, let's tell the spinal cord about it. What's happening here? All this other stuff. And so, yeah. And you don't have to worry about the names. It's just stuff. It's one brain region getting information, and then that information influences other parts of the brain, and that produces emotional responses, or that makes thoughts happen, and that makes behavior happen. So yeah. And let's see. Through interactions with each other, these regions could form a sort of information processing loop for representing and responding homeostatically relevant internal or external stimuli and imbuing these stimuli with emotional weight. So essentially that's just saying, hey, that new thing over there, that seems really interesting for my homeostasis. Homeostasis is like the process of the body to like maintain itself, essentially. So what goes into that? That thing over there seems really interesting, or something in my head that's a really interesting thought that I had. And that makes me feel something. That new car, red car, wow, that looks really cool. That makes me happy. That's essentially what's there. And I mean, you know, in the sense that's kind of what was said earlier about the Salience network, is that it makes things interesting. For homeostatic reasons though, which is interesting too. That's interesting. For reasons to like keep your body working in maintenance, essentially. I love this. We choose Salience as a substitute for homeostatic relevance because homeostatic relevance network seemed a bit of a mouthful, and Salience captured the essence of the concept. I love scientists sometimes. Just full on honesty like that. That just seemed like too much. Salience though. Yeah, so if something is like salient, I don't know what salient actually means, to be honest, so let me look it up real quick. Salient. Most noodles, yeah, something's just out there. Something just seems, noticeable. Salient. And then so that's really what Salience network is. It's just that it's, hey, something's interesting. Let's go see what that's about. Okay. Other networks, other terms introduced in the paper, in addition to the name of the fraternal twin, included intrinsic connectivity network as an alternative resting state network, and task-free fMRI as an alternative to resting state fMRI. Our hope was to push the field away from the idea that mental activity was the key to identifying networks in this way. Just stuff, they just wanted to make sure that this was like pure neurobiological stuff, that it was outside of consciousness, outside of our awareness of things. Okay, cool. The Salience, what is it? The Salience network paper was published shortly after Nico Dosenbach, Steve, man, these papers. This paper specifically, I've never actually read a paper like this in scientific journal before. It must be something else. It's gotta be like some sort of editorial or something. And their colleagues had identified a topographical similar pattern of brain regions using a different approach. Cool. These brain regions, which make up a more dorsal just is an anatomical term. It's an anatomy term. It's an anatomy word saying like front. An opercural frontal and anterior parietal pattern that nonetheless includes the anterior mid cingulate and oh gosh, anterior insular cord disease were identified based on their activation during specific phases of 10 diverse task-based fMRI studies. Just more things on what is it? Yeah. And so for years, many researchers understood their work and ours to be describing the same system. Slowly, the distinction between the two networks became clear. The network identified by Dosenbach gun, now often referred to as the singular opercular task control network, is anchored by the dorsal anterior insula, a nearly vent-free anterior insular region, and the adjacent frontal operculum, and appears critical for task set initiation and maintenance, perhaps by providing the sustained vigilance or tonic alertness required to enter and stay in a behavioral or cognitive set. Oh, okay. So it sounds like that the singular opercular task control network, that whole thing, that's responsible for keeping us focused on the task that we're involved in. The tonic alertness sets us up for doing tasks and maintaining the focus and alertness to do the tasks, and required to enter and stay in a behavioral or cognitive set, and some sort of set behavior or thinking pattern. That is required by the task at hand. In contrast, the nearby Salience network is anchored by the more ventral frontal insula and represents, in my way of thinking, the homeostatic system whose job is in part to engage with the task control network so it can, 1, maintain the most relevant task set for as long as the salient stimulus complex remains, or orchestrate switching to a new task set and relevant network configuration in response to shifts in the Salience landscape. So, trying to get the idea there. I mean, essentially, that's basically saying that what's interesting we'll keep on doing, and then if there's anything else that's more interesting, we'll shift to that. Looking back at the Dosenbach study, one can already see the importance of the frontal insula in salience processing. Across the several analyses, the frontal insula appears only in the map derived from behavioral errors, one major form of salience that the network must represent to support the guidance and tuning of behavior. Makes sense. So, it involves the anterior cingulate cortex, which like activity in that area means like something differs from your expectations, essentially. And I think that makes sense. It's also like, you know, the output. It's the output of like us going like, hey, that's interesting. What was that? Of course, I don't think this is conscious. Yeah, this isn't conscious. I can't speak. Never mind. But yeah. Alright. That's really cool. I have a whole idea of... Dang it. I have a whole idea of dang it. I have an idea of how... of the... at least the details of the brain... What is it? So the brain networks involved in creativity, I have a better idea and better detailing of... better detailing of brain regions that are involved in those networks. I feel like I haven't explained what brain networks are. So brain networks are like areas of the, you have different areas of the brain that come on or like interact with one another during certain activities or tasks. So the default mode network has like 3, maybe 6 regions, has like 6 regions of the brain that interact with one another during times when you're imagining stuff, during times when you're like relaxing, when the mind isn't really focused on goal-oriented stuff. And so that means like, so the brain regions involved with the default mode network involve the medial prefrontal cortex. Medial meaning something like right here, prefrontal, so it's like, I think like right here. That prefrontal cortex is like somewhere. Medial prefrontal cortex, prefrontal, our frontal lobes are right here, something deep in there. And then that sets, like, if I remember correctly, from a podcast, it sets the emotional context for which things are interesting. But also helps us with like planning, what I like to call like social inhibition. So we don't act on our impulses thanks to our medial prefrontal cortex. And then we have the prefrontal cortex interacts with the posterior cingulate cortex. That's just somewhere else in the brain. But yeah. And then what is it? Posterior cingulate cortex interacts with the medial prefrontal cortex, interacting with another brain region called the precuneus. That's another brain region. Apparently there's a paper talking about how that's a functional core of the default mode network. And then what is it? There's other, at the hippocampus is also involved in the default mode network, as well as the inferior parietal lobule. That's something. So inferior basically means like downward. Parietal is our parietal lobes, and then yeah, one more. I listed 5 down, but there's like one more that I'm trying to think of. Well, in any case, the point is that these 5 plus one more that I can't think about at the moment. I think something with lateral. Lateral temporal lobes, there you go. Those 6 brain regions interact with one another during times when we're imagining stuff, and that's the default mode network. Alright, so in terms of brain networks in detail for creativity, networks in details. So we have default mode network. Here we have cognitive control network, and then we have Salience network. So the brain regions involved in this, we'll just have it there. Okay, so medial prefrontal cortex, precuneus, lateral temporal lobes, temporal, and then we have inferior parietal, inferior parietal, and then we have, what is it? Oh goodness, I'm forgetting. Hippocampal formation. And then one more thing that is said. The inferior, no. There's something else. Oh goodness. In the meantime, while that comes back to my mind, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, that's not what I meant to put down. Posterior cingulate cortex. Dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, then we have, I just got, so this one falls to the anterior cingulate cortex and the anterior frontal insula, I think? Or the frontal insula? Frontal insula? These involve a set of neurons called von Economo neurons. Dorsolateral prefrontal cortex plus the I'm forgetting the other stuff. There's like other stuff here too. PSMA. I don't know what the PSMA is. Pisama. And then we also have the anterior cingulate cortex. Okay. Cool. So we have these parts of the brain here, which you can't see, I don't think. But yeah. So those are the brain regions involved. And they all seem to be mediated by like dopamine as well. There's another brain region that's involved too. Well, not brain region, but there's like some creativity can happen in another state. So another influence from the nervous system on creativity is related to how aroused we feel, or autonomic arousal. So that isn't like, you know, in the sexual nature, but more like an energy level wise. If you're high arousal, anxiety, for example, is high arousal. Excitement is also high arousal. Sleepiness is low arousal, or drowsiness. So differences between like learning and creativity is actually differences in arousal states. So the learning has like alerted like a good level of alertness that's like calm but still a bit alert. That's focus. That's like a focus state. While creativity is like a bit more relaxed, slightly bit drowsy. And I think that makes sense. Because that's like sort of the part where like you just kind of are exploring mentally different ideas. And yeah. I'm just thinking. Yeah, okay, just to go continue on from my conversation. So I'm a little bit one of the things that sort of guide this arousal on an arousal is this circuitry in the basal ganglia called the go no go circuit. So go basically says to do stuff, and when there's dopamine going on and activating, or like, yeah, when there's dopamine going through the go circuit, that's basically ensuring us we do some actions, that we do stuff. While no-go is sort of calmer, I guess. But essentially, no-go is like staying motivated. That's also activated that's also activated by dopamine, and that basically means to just stay where you are. Thus, you get the idea that motivation, you get motivation to do stuff, and then you get motivation to stay where you are. Because dopamine is a neurochemical of motivation. It drives you to do stuff. And that's really what dopamine is all about, is that it gives you energy to do stuff, and that won't always feel pleasurable. Like, you won't feel pleasure from that all the time. So yeah. You know, I can technically tick this off my list now. Yeah, I've definitely done this for more than an hour. Or no, for more than 30 minutes. Haha, look at that. Heck yeah, let's go. Okay. All right. Yeah, no. Okay, cool. Well, because I basically dug into the Salience network for a little bit, I'll get down things that are involved with the Salience network sometime soon. But yeah. Okay. Let's do let's do another thing. So, I got this new program. Oh my. Okay. I got this new program. Not this. So I got this program called Tinkercell. Let me restore this screen to its original glory. All right. What I'm actually doing right now is that, so I have this whole, give me a moment here. So I have this whole to-do list that I actually wanted to do today. As you can see, there's my New Year's resolution stuff. So part of it, I kind of want to mess around with this program. It's called Tinkercell. And so Tinkercell is this, I'll show you, actually. So synthetic biology is like, well, the field I want to go into. It's essentially being able to engineer biology. And so I figured that I might as well try and get started with some programs, or try and get started with some things that relate to synthetic biology, and here's one of the programs for it. Let me, alright. I haven't messed around with this program yet. However, it looks interesting. So I have like this small molecule that I can put down, and then there's like an enzyme that I can do. I can design this. Look at this. Gonna make a big gonna make a big enzyme. It's gonna go over this small molecule. Gonna get, here's a transcription factor. I don't know what this would. Then I'm gonna get another enzyme, right? I'm gonna get another enzyme. This can like, this enzyme, guess what it can do? It's gonna like meet, what is it? Let me, can I make it a multimer? Oh, wait a second. So like, it's got two enzymes. No, two parts to it. Yeah, so I have no idea how to work this program at all. Like, we have mRNA here. Like, what's this mRNA gonna do? That's some ugly looking mRNA. I don't know what that's gonna do. So I'm gonna be reading this to try and get an idea of how it'll work. Tinkercell. Also, it's Tinkercell. It's like Tinkerbell, but cell, you know? It's like, what? Hold on, let me, it's a Python based program as well, and you can do stuff with it. You can also like run, there's apparently programs you can run. There's this stuff right here. You can like generate kinetics. First of all, you can do animations, you can sequence things, you can do optimization, steady state. Oh, actually, before I show you guys this stuff, let me show you what I did on Benchling real quick. It's really cool. This, I'm not gonna release this out to the public. But over, like off stream, I did something on this website called Benchling. Benchling is like this DNA, before I go into that, so genetic information, it comes in two forms. I like to think RNA and DNA, and DNA can come in, well, DNA is the main interest one, the thing we find interesting, because like that's the main code that well, it's the main code that gives us proteins. So we mainly focus on DNA, and DNA can come in a genome. Well, there's a genome. Genome can cover like small circle pieces of DNA called plasmids, and so that's essentially what Benchling focuses on. It focuses on plasmids, and so this is a plasmid right here. This is like a small circular piece of DNA that gets into a bacteria, And so I was just working on this. This bacteria is not what I want. However, this one is the one I want. So I was watching a thought importing video and I was just kind of following along what he was doing. And so he has this TF1 promoter because this plasmid here is like expressed in yeast. So that's why I need like a promoter. Promoter is basically like the DNA sequence that starts up doing, that gives us the protein. It tells like we have this other protein called DNA polymerase, and RNA polymerase, and RNA polymerase turns DNA into RNA, and then RNA, well, this RNA is mRNA, and then mRNA gets expressed by ribosomes. Ribosomes translate the mRNA into protein and gives us amino acid sequence. The reason why we need a promoter is because that's essentially like the start sequence. This is what's going to tell us, hey, go make this thing right here. So ovalbumin is apparently one of the main proteins expressed in eggs. So essentially, if I were to put this inside if I were to put this plasmid inside a yeast cell, this would make eggs. This would make the white eggs, the proteins that make eggs white. So that'd be pretty cool, and it should work. So yeah. Also, you'll see all these things right here, and these lines. All of these right here essentially are just well, they're really just what's called restriction sites. Restriction sites are areas where restriction enzymes, such as this one, BP1 or BPL1 or BISA1, BPL1 again, they cut these pieces, like these letters here, and sometimes we get these shapes called, well, sticky ends, or sometimes we get blunt ends. I can't find a good blunt end. Here's a good blunt end. But yeah. And so these are what these are here for. Restriction enzymes are there to, well, yeah, cut DNA, and so that's what they do. And yeah, you'll also see some of these letters right here. These are essentially amino acids. Amino acids are like building blocks of protein, and sometimes you can just shorten the names of like certain amino acids to just single letters, which is what we do here. So yeah. And so basically this DNA, this piece of DNA here should express egg whites, and so we get egg white yeast. And so this one right here, this other program, Tinkercell, is supposed to like give you an idea of how to how I guess if you have stuff dealing with DNA and then a cell, and a cell expresses a certain DNA that expresses protein, you can figure out other things too, like protein map, where this protein interacts with another protein expressed in this cell as well, and then you get this product. That's the kind of idea I'm getting, and so that's what I'm gonna try and figure out here for Tinkercell. Like, look at that, right? Like, you get interactions here. This is one cell, this is another cell, this is cell B. You get these interactions here, and then you get all these simulation stuff, which is cool. Like, this is supposed to be the computer aid design for synthetic biology. You know how like engineers have CAD? This is CAD, but for biology, which I think is really cool. And I want to figure out how this works so I could use it, because that'd be really freaking cool. Yeah. I'm still trying to figure this stuff out. Okay. I might be doing some DNA plasmid design or plasmid design here on hello tree dot JPEG, or in this case Deckman. Hello. It's been a while, my guy. How have you been? I'm just doing some STEM stuff. Some science stuff here. With DNA and biology. You been good? That's hecka good, man. It's hecka good, my guy. I'm glad. I've been pretty alright. I'm pretty good. Been enjoying break. Have you been enjoying break? Oh man. You have? Epic. What have you been doing? What you been doing for break, dude? It will be possible to construct models using available biological parts and directly generate DNA sequences that represent the model, thus increasing the efficiency of design and construction of synthetic networks. Cool. Synthetic biology. Spatial modeling tool to support the hierarchy of biological parts. Each part in this hierarchy consists of such as a sequence or rate constants. Ooh, rate constants. Seeing various third-party C and Python programs that are hosted by Tinkercell. Yeah. Very relaxed, pretty excited for beta coming up on the 9th, and I've been modding for streamer friend and dog sitting for my neighbor. That sounds like a really good time, dude. Yeah, no. Must be exciting modding for a streamer friend. In the 9th of January? If so, dude, happy very early birthday by 6 days. Heck yeah. What is it? Gonna be like 20? 21 was it? I think 21, right? Or maybe just 22. Hold on. Okay, dude. 21? Let's go. About to reach 21, gang. Oh man, how does that make you feel? I'm about to reach 21, gang. Oh goodness. I actually don't kind of want to think about definitely 22. I wish. Definitely 22. I wish. Wait, did you mean like you wish you were 22? Oh man, that's now. This topic is not on point. Wait a second. Old. I feel ya, man. I feel ya. I definitely... So I don't want to think about me being 21 as like because I'm getting old. I kind of want to... I don't want to think about it because like then that means I have to keep on refusing people in my family for... I have to keep on refusing like drink requests from my family. Cause like I don't want to drink alcohol cause of my condition. But yeah, you know, I feel ya. Is there anything special about 22? Or it's just you just yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, module, which are networks with interfaces. Such modules can be connected to each other, forming large modular networks. That's yeah. Measuring robustness or identifying components that dang it. So can readily accept them. Much either, but when you do, I always think I'm getting older. But be 6 months into your career when I turn 22. Ooh, you'll be 6 months into your career. Okay. Wait, so what's your career? What do you do nowadays, dude? I mean, unless your career is streaming, but I figure you do something else. I would imagine. It's alright if you do streaming too. Yeah. IT went to the same path as Martinez. Got you. Okay. Are you two working the same like sector of a department or job? Or like are you guys on like different paths? Oh no, like different departments, I guess you could say. IT. Yeah. Plan on doing streaming on the weekends and stuff. That sounds like a good idea. Oh, what's in this case? Let me shout you out then. Yeah, I gotta do a good streamer deal, you know. So yeah. I feel that synthetic biology, the idea of engineering biological systems, brings together concepts from various fields. While the laboratory procedure at present is borrowed from genetic engineering, concepts such as abstraction and interchangeable parts are taken from computer science. Ways to construct synthetic networks, functions. Computer support, but there are different paths to take from there. Got you. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah. How are you enjoying it? Into server architecture. Interesting. So I imagine that's like, well, structuring of how servers are for like companies and such, right? Which I mean that requires like different computers and such. Jeez. The certification to do that kind of stuff is like, you're enjoying it a lot? That's awesome to know. I'm glad. Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, that's great. Planning the server layout. Got you, yeah. Yeah, no, that's great. Dude, that's epic. Mm-hmm. 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 Anything fun with the job you've been doing recently that you're allowed to talk about? I don't know how talking about like company stuff is like with your job, but yeah, no, that's great. I'm glad. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice. Still in school at the moment, yeah, but taking every opportunity to learn. Nice, dude. Heck yeah. I assume you mean like taking every opportunity to learn like about server architecture and such. Yeah. What's interesting about server architecture actually? What got you interested? Mm-hmm. Next semester you can start working. Nice. Nice. Heck yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, getting that work experience in is good. It's great. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. And this is pretty nice. Mm-hmm. On the job stuff, it's teaching me a lot about server architecture you don't know a whole lot about. Doesn't mean it pays a whole lot. People would pay. Ooh. Yeah, no, it definitely sounds like it's gonna take care of you financially. Mm-hmm. Don't need to worry about, you know, well, bankruptcy. I mean, do you happen to know the, like, I guess, demand for it? Well, actually, now to think about it, a demand for it will be probably pretty high because people want to, like... I can imagine that there is definitely a market for people trying to... Mainly companies sort out good server architecture stuff. Yeah. Gotta find, I mean, you know, things are like on the net nowadays, and in like in a cloud, so it's kind of helpful. The big thing is making a name for yourself. Yeah, I get that. How are you trying to go about doing that? It's an improvement on a similar Athena by the same authors. So let's see. Yo, wait a second. Those are stuff that I'm seeing right here. The synthetic biology modeling suite. Oh, let's go. Opening that up then. Getting stuff from there too. Wait a second. I didn't mean to press on that. So essentially what I'm going to be doing here is in silico synthetic biology. It's something I have to do while it's on the job, but continuing with this stuff as much as you can. Nice! Heck yeah, that seems like a pretty nice move to do. You can get like connections and stuff like that way as well. Potentially have like some of your professors like and teachers like kind of reference you whenever you try to sign up for internships and such. Or for other internships. Do you have any next plans after this job? Beckman? Let me... Tinker Cell. You have a good amount of people in your back corner. Dude, that's hecka nice. I love to hear that. Don't know what I mean by next steps. Do you have like a job in mind, or like another job in mind, or as in, I guess, like a next company to work at? Then again, it sounds like, in a sense, like freelance. People hire you instead of you going to them. Or rather, is this job like your main one that you're staying at? And then people just kind of, like, I don't know, I'm assuming that people like come to you and ask you, or ask your company, who then asks you or assigns you to the company that they got asked by. Gildan Path of Exile. That's fun. That's an interesting way to connect with people. Interesting. Yeah, no, definitely. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, the gaming community would definitely benefit a lot from that, especially like with MMOs and such. Especially just in general multiplayer games, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I imagine so, because like, well, it's like you learn the concepts of like a certain language, we'll learn general computer science concepts, and then essentially change certain nuances of concepts based on the language you're in. Mm-hmm. He was 17 or so, and he's 47 now. Oh wow, for a good 30 years! Holy crap! So, no, he's been giving me a lot of tips. Nice, dude. Heck yeah. Good resources as well. Nice. Yeah, no, that's great. It's great having like a mentor figure. You know, I wish someone was like that for me with synthetic biology. I'm kind of just having to grasp. I'm trying to like crawl and grab pieces of resources and information left and right as I go. So it's really great that you have someone who's like there that can guide you through mentorship in getting you, well, connected with resources and such to learn better and more. That's great though. Oh, actually, now I think about it, do you have any exciting projects to work on with regards to server architecture stuff? It's hosted algorithms, data, and ontologies that's offer. Unlike the most modeling applications, Tinkercell does not impose a particular modeling method, e.g. differential equations, visual representation, very generic representation of a network in the algorithms. So this is more about, well, oh, okay. This is more about like, what is it? You have a doctor friend whose mom is a director in IT in Vegas? Ooh. Ooh, what's that? So what do you do with that? In that case. You don't have any server projects currently. Oh, that's all good. That's reasonable. You know. Like it's still beginning stages, so that's reasonable, yeah. Alright, so let's see. So we have a sell, we have a pour in right there. Also, there's a pretty hefty delay. I don't know what I can do to fix that. Yeah, I've been getting stuff on that. If you know how to fix this, feel free to let me know and contact me and like, yeah, no, because that would be pretty nice to take care of. Because on my end, from all I know about all the things that I've managed to get from like delay and such, either hook you up with a job through his mom or he can get to me to give some tips. Nice. Okay. There's a setting with Twitch. Yeah. Is it like normal latency or like no, like what is it? Low latency, latency. I mean, I use OBS, so like. Oh man, I gotta. Mhm. Like my messages are 30 seconds behind stream. Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure what to do with that. What to do with that. I mean, like, again, like I'm not low latency. Yeah. Yeah, so that's already on. Whoop. The setting is to prevent stream sniping. Low latency? Send it to me on Discord. Do that, indeed. Because I have been getting, I guess, what is it? Messages about that, yeah. In chat, so that'd be helpful. Okay. And I will refer to that later. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's great. Interesting. Oh. Mother was calling me. Ah, man. Something with cars. Oh, looks like he has sent it to me. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's already on. Yeah, that's already on, Deckman. Hold up, let me go to that's stream manager. Oh yeah. Well, in the next case, let me go to Twitch. Yeah. Well, crap. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know what else to do with that. Because like, I mean, that's already on, so you know. Whoopsie. Go to stream. All right. Yep, already on. Already on. So yeah. See, I'm not exactly sure what to do with that. OBS might be causing it. It might be OBS. I have no doubt that it could be OBS as well. Oh, yo, Grovetown King made me a clip. What's this? Hold up. Wait a second. Grovetown King made me a clip. Wait a second. What? Hold on. Wait a second. Oh, this is the clip he... Okay, I see the clip that he got. Okay, I see. Oh my goodness, my guy, my dude and my guy. Grovetown King, my guy and my dude. My dude and my guy. Oh my god, dude, yo, I was just... Yo! I was just done watching your clip, my guy. Oh man, welcome back, by the way. Okay, cool. I have another friend in chat, actually. Grovetown King, meet my friend Tree, meet Grovetown King. You both are the same type, technically. Man. Yeah, Grovetown King, welcome back. I just went over that Salience network article thing that I was talking about earlier. Type, you know, like Pokemon type. Grovetown is, you know, grass type. Tree is also grass. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. This ain't Pokemon. I mean, yeah, no. Yeah. So Tree Dot is actually a friend since is my friend since from essentially high school, actually. And just catching up, and he was telling me about how my stream is delayed, basically. Chaotic neutral. I mean, I guess so. I mean, I'm kind of. What is this, D&D now? Oh man, that's my nature. Oh, I was talking about your Pokemon type, my dude. This is Growtile King. You know, you two are even green on stream. Yeah, I don't know what it is with the delayed, with stream being delayed. I'm still trying to fix it. Maybe Tree can help me out with fixing this, honestly. Ninth grade indeed. Yeah, we had known each other since like basically 9th grade. This is my high school buddy. Who I frankly didn't start talking to until like talking to a bit more until like maybe like 11th grade or 10th grade. Yeah, we go a while back. Speaking of which, can I think I'm gonna do it. All right, let me do it then. Let me. All your friends you made. Oh, dude. Yeah, it's been about 7 years of being associated. Yes, you and I have been associated with each other since 7 years. Yeah, all your friends made. Oh, you hate to see it go, Tao King. Yeah, no. Then again, we kind of went to a pretty different high school compared to like most high schools, I would assume. Right, Tree? Yeah. Yeah, 11th grade. That's how long we've known we've been talking with one another. And 7 years. 7 years. Oh my goodness. Even more since college. More personal details are exchanged. Yeah. What? Yeah, true. You know, Tree, is it true? So, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean I'm a pro gamer? What? What? And did he emit? I emit pro gamer energy. Okay. Okay. Ah, my goodness. Bro. What do you mean I emit pro gamer energy? I don't even do games on stream. Damn, there's a Chad now. What do you mean? Oh man. Look at me and my chiseled chin Chadliness. Oh goodness, don't clip that. Even if not, what most consider pro gamer level of skills, he emits the aura of a pro gamer. What level of speakership is this, my guy? What is this, my dudes? What is happening, my peeps? Oh, wait a second. Let me search around on my Reddit. If anything is interesting. Nothing is interesting on Reddit at the moment, so never mind. Man. Other than the BTI stuff, but I kind of want to go away from that. Okay, so. Alright. Growth talking. Let me show you something really cool. I have a thing that can make yeast make egg whites. So let me show you that thing. Oh wait, there's the thing. Okay. All right. Here's my thing that can make yeast make egg whites. Why? Because why not? Oh man. So why you gotta clip this, my guy? Why you gotta do this? why you gotta What kind of name is this clip? Bovine Muddy Pants Boshi Tim. Wait, what? Bovine Muddy Pants, it's Boshi Tim. Boshi time. Reddit has good stuff. You just have to find it. But TikTok, you have no choice of viewing the garbage. Oh god, I don't want to. Honestly, I've been thinking about making it because science. I've been thinking about making a TikTok just so that way I can make science stuff. But like, I have trouble trying to make science stuff for, let alone tweets. I tried to make. I had ideas to like make a daily like tweet thing, like a tweet science fact thing, but just because it's funny. Science clip. What even? The freaking only JS. Only. Let's see what the stream. What this clip is about. Oh god. Let's see what this stream is about. Okay. Wait a second. Wait a second. You didn't look at me and my chiseled chin, Chadliness. No. No. Oh god. Okay. Wait a second. We're not gonna look at Grove Tower King's profile. That's not what I meant to do. Oh god. Because it's funny. Science club gun. Alright, I see. You know, I tried, so as I was saying before, I tried making like a daily, well, I had plans to make a daily like science tweet thing, but like, no. I'm spending too much time planning and not actually doing, and I don't know what kind of science things to even post out, so you know, whatever. But yeah, so here's my thing to make yeast express egg whites. Yes, baker's yeast, the ones that you get in the package. It has this thing right here. TikTok has a trend that is cleaning out my mom's urn because it's dirty, and every time I wince. Oh god. If not, make it simple. I hate it. Yeah, no, there's like if not, make it simple. Oh yeah. Yeah, I figured I could just make like, you know, just a random tweet just about like a random science fact where it's just like, hey, did you know that this part of the brain is associated with creativity? Blah 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 blah. Yeah, and then the dirty urn. Yeah, no, there's like, I don't know. TikTok seems like a mess. Some good stuff though, but it's a blight on the internet. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yes, you love TikTok? Yes, I love TikTok. Oh boy. There's some pretty good people on TikTok though. Like there are actual PhDs that are communicating about their research and science on TikTok, so that's really nice. Now what I don't appreciate though is some people like just spreading misinformation. There's something about only JS that I've recently come about, and I don't want to get involved in that because that's just bleh. Doing a dance on it. Oh god, it's funny as a dark joke for the first time, but I've seen it more times than you'd like. Oh no. Yeah, no, I don't wanna. Yeah, no, I'll be part of the science communicators, but just I'm not gonna be interacting on TikTok that much, dude. I don't wanna. No, I just want to talk about cool science stuff, you know, like what goes on in your brain whenever you're thinking about creative stuff. Or what happens in synthetic biology, like this paper right here. In fact, actually, I have this. You guys want to see? Like, this is. You don't see it, but literally the icon of this program is Tinkerbell with a DNA strand coming out of her. Like, what? Oh man. Also, it sounds like TikTok is just like basically you got cut off. Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good, Grove Tile King. You know. Oh yeah, Tree. Get back to me whenever you figure out stuff with OBS, and then we can like talk about it off stream. So we got receptor here, we got another receptor here, we got mRNA going through these guys, and next thing you know, bam, stuff happens. We get enzyme. This doesn't actually happen. It's more like enzyme interacts with mRNA, and the next thing you know, then we get receptors, which then interact with small stuff, small molecules, and then bam, we get maybe a transcription factor out of that. That's just bunch of jargon stuff. This thing right here is a chemical. It gets read by this other bulky thing here, shape. You meant to say a lot of girls and guys doing TikTok dances on the... Yeah, no, I know you're joking when you say you love it. That's why but I'm like, what? 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 You know what's funny? So sometimes whenever I'm on like college, on my campus, or no, I'm off campus, right? And I'm kind of driving around the city, around the town that my college is based in. I was like at this ice cream store once, right? And then I'm just ordering ice cream with some friends, and then I just see two girls doing a TikTok with their one friend like holding the camera, holding the phone, and it's like, okay. All right. Okay. You hate it, but it's happening. Yeah, like what the yeah, like I've seen it 5 times at least in the past 2 months, and I don't like them ever. It also what caused the YouTube shorts and all the shorts are just repost. Honestly, all short form from what I'm seeing, like Instagram, YouTube shorts, are like basically just taking a page out of essentially Snapchat and TikTok. They're literally posting short form content for like YouTube shorts, and Instagram is literally just a repost for TikTok stuff. And I'm like, I mean, that's cool. That's fine, whatever. But yeah, so we have enzyme here, thing here. There's news and videos about that, about short form YouTube basically just being a TikTok mimic. Get this out, and then from this you get interact with this, and then bam. I'm not sure, but I think they closed the memorial because of it. What? Because too many people were trying to what even? Dang, freaking TikTok influencers. Oh, wait a second. I don't know if I showed you. Enzyme reads mRNA. Out comes a receptor. Wait a second. A receptor. And then guess what? This receptor interacts with a small molecule, and then bam, guess what? This small molecule, it releases a transcription factor. Because this is how biology works. Except it's not as linear, and it's not as pretty, and it's not as singular. Or sometimes we get mRNA, we get an enzyme here that reads it. We get a little code right here, that reads it, and next thing we get a fluorescent protein. So now this cell, guess what? This cell, this boy right here, it's a prokaryotic cell. And guess what? This guy right here, he now produces a receptor. And guess what? This small molecule right here, it produces transcription factor. It releases another thing, and guess what? It makes more of this stuff. And this enzyme can read this again, and then bam, it's going green. There's just weird There's the weird slap the teacher channel. Yeah, no, I don't know what's... TikTok is a whole mess, man. TikTok is a whole mess. You know TikTok is doing good in the world. I've not joined the Discord. Yeah, dude, how have you not joined my Discord, my guy? Jeez, tree. Join my Discord, my guy. Shoop. And then bam. Mostly taking children to jail and not getting them a job. Oh god. But it's the internet. I mean, you know, the internet do what the internet's gonna do. You know? Good. Yeah. It's not fun, but you know, oh well, it's a world we live in. Oh no. He has a chat. He posted. I guess I didn't know it existed. Yeah. I mean, then again, it's been like a good bit since you've like revisited my stream, so you know. Let me make you VIP, by the way. Tree, considering that you are my high school buddy. I never saw the link run through chat. Yeah, no, also sorry for getting on topic. Oh no, you're a good Growth Tile King. Yeah, no. I think I'm noticing the delay. I'm pretty sure you guys were like typing that and entering it in, and then, yeah. Yeah, no. What is it? Oh yeah, tree. Like, you're absolutely fine. I think me adding in the Discord thing is like a recent deal, and so yeah. That's my little automatic call to action, you know. I just get the people to just go like, yeah, okay, I'll click on it, I'll see what this guy's all about, I'll see what this Discord's all about. And next thing you know, it's like, yeah. Yeah. Oh man. So then we'll have this little compartment right here, right? This is gonna store all this stuff. Oh gosh. Wait a second, you guys are not seeing this. You gotta make a Discord too. Yeah. Heck yeah. You should make a Discord. Cause that'd be pretty nice. Okay. I'm not saying that. Alright. Yeah, no. You know. You know, I had a thing, maybe I can still do it. Got 11 followers, so it's not immediately necessary, but I need to start constructing it. Something to think about, indeed, yeah. Definitely something to think about. Because it's definitely... Oh, wait a second. Look at this, fellas. Look at this. I'm freaking going through my to-do list right here. I'm checking off these boxes. Oh, look at that. I'm streaming for 3 p. I've streamed since 3 p.m. EST. Look at that. 5 tasks. Let's go. Heck yeah. Oh my goodness. So yeah, perhaps one that I'm not going to be able to do today is go outside and look at the sky for 5 minutes. This one I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do. This one debatably, if I... Yeah, look at that. I'm being productive. Wait a second, what? Wait a second. California cops arrest and humiliate black trans people more than any... Yeah, you see, this is the reason why I like don't really consult modern news nowadays, because it's sensationalized stuff like this. Well, not sensationalized, but it is serious stuff like this. Like, and saying this stuff is important, and also at the same time, you gotta balance it out with having good stuff in life as well. That way your life is not full of desolate stuff. So yeah. Oh goodness, that's terrible. Yeah, that's terrible. So yeah, not much to say other than, like, you know, there's just, I mean, sometimes there's bad apples in the system. Sorry for bringing like the stream down. No, you're good. You're good. Like, this is stuff that, I mean, there's nothing much to bring down. If anything, it's just a conversation amongst all of us. Gets me mad mostly. Oh no, yeah, no, that's reasonable. Like, that's reasonable, dude. It's generally just terrible stuff that happens, and it really, really sucks when it happens, and it can make you feel like that, you know, the world's going down into crap, you know. And at the same time, I think it's good to keep perspective that this is stuff you're seeing, right? Like, and to keep in mind that literally it's stuff that you're seeing, which means that there's stuff you're not seeing. And I think that's good to keep in mind, right? Because then that could mean the possibility that there's other good stuff happening, and it's just that the bad stuff tends to grab more attention because our brain is like wired for more negative stuff. So yeah, no, it's important to see stuff like that, and I think it's also important, again, to balance out the stuff that you see, you know. Yeah. I honestly feel like there's a lot of bad in the world. But there's also a lot of good. Indeed, right? Like, there are a lot of absolutely crappy, frankly shitty things that happen in the world. Totally, definitely. And it's, I think, unfortunate that, well, modern media has caught up on the fact that the human brain responds and pays attention to a lot more negative things than people do respond to positive things. Like, it's so unfortunate that the human brain has evolved to respond to one negative thing way more than 5 positive things. You need 5 positive things to happen in your life, in your day, to overcome one negative thing. This was originally in the context of like relationships, how like if you have one negative experience with your partner, you need like 5 other positive interactions with your partner to make up for it. And it's so unfortunate that the brain evolved to be like that. And it's also more unfortunate that the media has evolved to catch on to that. So that's something unfortunate. But that also means that with this knowledge in mind, or rather, here's the thing about heroes that we see in media who do the extremely good thing. They don't think about it, which means they were trained to think about the good and do the good as if it was them, as if that being good is their identity. It's something they do, and they're not concerned about it being, you know, this is gonna make me a good guy. No, what they're concerned about is, oh my god, that child's about to die. You know, and they're just focused on trying to save that child. It's something that they do. Being good is something that people do. So yeah. Which, I say this because this means that you can train yourself to see good. It's already easy to see bad stuff. It's harder to see good stuff, right? And it's harder to understand the impact of the good stuff, but that also means that you can train yourself to see that stuff too. Little rant there, but yeah. So yeah. You know, I gotta go. That's alright. See you around, girl talking. Your sisters are calling you? I feel that. Yeah, no. Alright, my dude. See you around, my guy. Thanks for coming to my stream, man. Most likely they're gonna tell me to do a lot of stuff. Oh, the chores I imagine. And probably more. Yeah. See you, Gotao King. Take care, man. Thanks for dropping by, dude. Thank you. Good luck with your stuff. Really appreciate you coming around stream. All right. Alright. Do I want to do meditation on stream? I mean, I guess I could, but I mean, then again, I don't really know. You've recently gotten more into Hololive stuff? Oh yeah? What kind of Hololive stuff? Tree. Mume and Shark are your favorites. Yeah, no, Mume is great. Mume is wonderful. She's cute. Crony has been my favorite one at the moment, at least from the EN side. Yeah, on the EN side, I've been watching a lot of Mume. No, crap, I meant Crony. I have not been watching a lot of Mume. Sad Coco graduated. Yeah, no. She was definitely a treasure. But she's just repackaged. Kason! Look at Kason! Again. Oh man. In regards to like the stuff I was talking about earlier with Grove Tile King, I literally did mean what I say. So like there's research, actually there's actual like neuroscience research on what goes on in the minds of people whenever they, you know, in the minds of people that do good things and do things that are considered like heroic, which is like they've literally been trained to, like they've internalized, they made it a habit to do the good thing, to do the right thing, and that usually takes prefrontal cortex stuff, because it's hard to do the right thing. So yeah, Korone, Poruka, Miko are your go-to on the JP side. Yeah, no, they're good options. Those they're also good options. I've been watching a lot of JP Hololive. If anything though, nowadays I've been watching a bit more Niji Sanji. Niji Sanji recently just released their let me change up the let's see. Oh. Okay. In fact, actually, let me try and figure out what's happening with the chat right now. Um. Ah, yes, Twitch subreddit. Okay. Funny thing is, Crunchyroll effed up their subtitles on an anime. You ended up watching it raw and could perceive it in a general sense. Nice. So you got the general idea of what's happening in the anime. Heck yeah. No subs, just audio, just raw, Look at you, Tree, being all Chad-like and just freaking. Domo, Dino desu, Dino desu. Oh goodness, what anime did you watch? Chat, and something that happened 10 seconds ago. You see. Overlay. Sevens. Domo, same desu. Domo, same desu. It's a Sakugan, a mega anime. Got you. Okay, yeah. I see. Sakugan. Huh. Yeah, no, Made in Abyss. I don't know what much happens in there. I've heard that it's a really good anime. I just haven't watched it yet though. In fact, honestly, I haven't been watching a lot of anime recently. If any, I've been meaning to watch Komi-san now that I think about it. Dang, man. Really watch some Komi-san. Domo, Dino desu. It's a bonkers anime, but it's really dark. Yeah, I've heard that it's really dark. That's cool that Made in Abyss is getting. What is this season's anime actually? Now to think about it. Hey, we should watch it together. You haven't finished Komi-san? Yeah, I haven't started. I wouldn't mind doing like a Discord watch along of Komi-san. I could just pull up the website and then we could just watch it together. You gotten like 6 or 7 episodes in. Yeah, I need to catch up. And rather, I haven't watched Komi-san at all yet. In fact, there's some other. What is this season's anime coming out actually? This season anime. Sounds good. Heck yeah. What's 22? I guess so. Oh, holy crap. Yo, Shingeki no Kyojin, or Shingeki no Kyojin, or what is Attack on Titan Part 2 season, the final season's coming out. Another season of Kimetsu no Yaiba, or Demon Slayer. Bisuke Doru wa koi wo suru. No, Demon Slayer, because it popped up on VRV. Yeah, no. I know about Demon Slayer because it's been talked about a lot. Yeah. What is it? I forgot. I forgot. Yeah. What else? What else is there? Hold on, wait a second. Let's go to Twitch mainstream. So we got Ryman's Club, got Q, we got On Air. Atasha Kawajiri. Wait, Kawajiri Kodama da yo. Kodama da yo. Dangerous life hacker no tararetta seikatsu. Not saying it's bad, but it's overhyped. Is it overrated? Well, which one? Attack on Titan? If that's the case, then I could see that. I spoiled myself by going ahead in the manga. Oh man. Sasaki to Miyano. This looks like it's a yaoi. Wanna hop in Discord? Yo, let's go! Wait a second. Oh, Demon Slayer? Yeah, no. A bit later, my dude. Let's see. Karakai Jouzu no Takagi-san 3. Let's go! Wait a second. They're doing a season 3 of Karakai Jouzu no Takagi-san? Yeah? Oh my god. Yo, let's go. I'm so hyped for that. It's such a cute, innocent anime. Fills my boy heart up so much. Okay, you Ufotable, you massive, big, awesome anime, anyway, anime company, great, absolutely wonderful. All right. So, all right. So I'm thinking maybe I get some food. And I wonder if anyone is around for a raid. Do you guys have anything in mind for a raid? Yeah, so I'm thinking about ending stream right here. This, cause it's almost about 7. Thinking about maybe trying to find someone to raid. Oh, Pokie-chan? 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 Okay. Yeah. Let's raid Tree's friend. Pokie-chan. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've seen. Shiro Sarasaki. Oh, she's playing Genshin Impact. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, cool. Yeah, no. Yeah, let's beat her. Yoshi. Okay. Oh god. Oh no. I gotta pause here because my thing can't. All right. Yeah. Okay, so cool. In that case, thank you all so much. Thank you, Tree, for coming by, stopping by, and talking with me. It's nice catching up with you, my guy. In any case, so thank you everyone for joining my stream, and kind of hanging out, being with me for talking about a little bit of creativity, going through learning a little bit about synthetic biology, going through Tinker Cell a little bit. But yeah. It's about almost time for dinner on my end, so hopefully, yeah. Heck yeah, my guy. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, let's raid Pokie-e? Pokie-e? 不可以讲，不可以讲。I didn't know she was a VTuber, my guy. Heck yeah. Alright, we'll see everyone. Bye. Let's right now. Let's go.